Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Gears and Glory. This is our Chinese Grand Prix recap, obviously. And
Yeah, first sprint.
I had zero faith, to be honest, because I didn't know how they were going to turn around their cars from practice to the sprint quali to then have to keep it in that for the sprint, but then to turn it around for the quali and then for the race. I was like,
We talk a lot about our mixed feelings about the sprint. I think they're interesting weekends to have sprint weekends. I do think they steal a lot of development and understanding of the track time for the teams. But now with this era of car that has such questions and reliability, it's like the risks were already high. Like if you're racing in the sprint and you pick up damage or something or other, or like there was a pit stop during this one for a safety car, like then you're out a set of tires that you wouldn't ordinarily be out.
yeah,
So it's like but then the cars are also like might not be reliable and something might happen in the sprint and then you're SOL for the actual race or actual quali. And it's so like the stakes are so much higher. It's so interesting to me. So it was really interesting to see our first sprint weekend. I think that this is hopefully the reliability will improve.
I hope. I don't know if I have faith that it will, but I hope it will.
I think this season, and I've been saying it for a while, I think it'll be carnage. I think it'll be kind of a little bit of a shit show, pardon my French, but like that's kind of what we're expecting with the set of new regulations. Like it's just kind of going to be like that.
Yeah. And like they brought up the point that I think I'm sure you made it when we were talking about the Barcelona shakedown, how there was all this talk that these cars were going to be so much slower and like it was going to be just those
Yeah.
gaps in lap times, but they're actually not that far off last year's times.
No, they're not. So the faster, it's so interesting because what's happened is the front of the field has stayed fast,
Yeah.
but the back of the field is yesterday.
Yeah.
Like to see, and I hate to say it, but like to see where like unfortunately the Astons are, despite the whole Adrian Newey of it all, and like the Cadillacs are
Yeah.
like are yesterday's times. Like they're back there, which like they're new,
But they
they're
had,
still figuring it out. They were gonna be there, but like
yeah.
they're back there.
They
Like
got,
they're capital B back there.
like, Sergio Perez is spinning himself. Like, I don't know. I mean, like, that's a little bit of a driver's fault too, but like, how on earth are you just spinning yourself through? Like, it was like turn one or something.
Yeah. That's something I think about is especially seeing like the starts. So like last weekend the Ferrari starts, this weekend like any of the starts we had like the opposite problem of I mean we'll just get right into it, like Max didn't have battery power during either of his starts.
He
And
had shocking starts. Like,
it
like, there's not even a word for it. Like, horrible.
like what universe are we in? The year of
Literally.
the horse came, which like let's go Ferraris like kind of having like a little bit of like a just cheat mode in some of the power that they're able to use, especially at the start.
Yeah.
But the opposite's happening for drivers like Max. And Max is still, it's interesting to me because Max will still be part of the conversation with these things, whereas I don't know that I've heard Lando's name as much. That's
You know
beside the
what?
point.
Yeah, that's actually one thing. It's a little bit off topic, but that's one thing I noticed even in Australia, and I thought maybe it was just a fluke. Even though Lando Norris was up in like P6 by the end of that Grand Prix, I didn't even really hear his name once in that commentary. Like, oh, maybe it was Max Verstappen is chasing down Lando Norris, and that's the only context
Yeah.
I heard his
He
name.
was in through Max's context.
Yeah, and it was a similar sort of thing in China, a little bit more because I mean everyone talks about like obviously the British like commentators are going to favor the British drivers. They're British, and,
Mm.
like obviously they kept bringing his name up, but it was all negative. Like, and like that's sorry to say it, but that's a bit wild for Sky Sports. Like, there is like usually, oh, but maybe he'll turn it around. But this was like, no, it looks like Lando's out. Like, Lando's done. And it's strange only hearing his name in negative conversation.
Yeah, it's tough. Or like not hearing it at all. So
Yeah.
it's just interesting. I think we got into this just by talking about like the car reliability, but like that was a big question for the McLarens this week too. So So let's hit a couple points of like the racing from this weekend. I mean, okay, this weekend was like I feel like a lot happened, but it's also for me I feel like quickly becoming the norm that
Yeah.
like there's a lot going on and it's just like that's the new normal
Yeah.
with this regulation of how involved the things are and how able the cars are to like deploy basically just like power, which is so interesting. But I feel like a lot happened, but also not
Yeah.
leading up to. Like I think the two races were interesting, but quali was like, okay, that makes sense
That's done.
almost.
Yeah. That's out of the way.
I don't know if I'm the minority in that of feeling like it, like kind of like yeah, we had a lot of DNFs, but like that's also like we're in a new reg set, like that's gonna happen.
Yeah. I think it was shocking, like, how many? Like, I think only like 15 or 16 cars. I think 15 cars finished the race, which kind of feels
Mm-hmm.
because it's not even like, oh, that's only 5 that didn't finish. No, that's 7. And like, I think
Yeah, it was like 6 or 7 that didn't that DNF'd, 3 that DNS'd the feature race. So that was crazy.
yeah,
But let's see. Yeah, FP1, I think the thing that's interesting that's happening is there's a lot of cars spinning. Like you were saying, like Perez is spinning, Hamilton is spinning in practice sessions, which like will happen every once in a while, but you just don't see it as frequently as this, I feel like. Unless someone's in a race, they bump wheels, they clip the grass, whatever. And I think it has to do again with like the power deployment is so different
100.
because it's less engine.
Yeah. And then it just randomly turns on you.
Yeah.
It seems.
R.I.P. Oscar last weekend.
Oh, yeah. And Max
Sorry.
last weekend in the bloody qualifying. Like, it all seems like this random power is snapping people into spinning. Like, that's actually insane.
Yeah. They need to figure that out like now.
Like, I saw somebody say, like, they need to get the Aston Martins off track and not let them back on until they are safe because, yeah, they are dangerous.
I saw a clip, I can't remember who posted it, of like um Alonso was driving without his hands on the wheel for fear of nerve damage.
Yeah, down the straight, just off the wheel and shaking his hands. Like,
That's not okay.
no.
I don't want to watch a sport like it's like I don't know. It's like how like in Spain you have like the matadors and the bulls, but like the bull dies at the end. Like I don't really want to watch that.
Yeah.
I'll watch it if the bull gets to like live. Like it's a rodeo. They don't kill the bulls at the end of the rodeo. That'd be crazy. So I don't think that you should kill Fernando Alonso's hands because your car's not even that competitive. No offense. Like that's just where we're at. That's just the truth of it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think Fernando Alonso should have to die for that, basically.
No, not a good hill to die on, I don't think either.
No,
Not
not
if-
for the back of the like if you're getting into the top 5,
yeah.
okay. Whatever. Maybe it's like could you consider it more, but like not for this.
Yeah.
Not for this.
Yeah.
0 points is still 0 points whether or not you're in 11th or you're in 22,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like whatever. But actually speaking of Lando and sorry, of
Is this a world champion hotline?
Speaking of the McLarens, in sprint quali, we had a front row Mercedes lockout, which is so interesting. The group chat was popping off about Mercedes dominance again. But then it was sandwiched, alternating McLarens and Ferraris. So it was Mercedes front row lockout, then it was Lando, Lewis, Oscar, Charles. So it's like, it's so fascinating how quickly the conversations change because it's not like McLaren's out of the conversation, unless we're talking about the feature race. But in the sprint, like they were there. And then somehow they're not part of the conversation at all because it's looking like it's going to be, and there's a reason I'm wearing so much red today. It's looking like it's going to be a Mercedes Ferrari season. Like it's going to be, I mean, I was going to say it's going to be a George Charles, but that's not even true anymore. I don't even know who it's going to be versus, but it's going to be these two teams, I think.
4-way championship battle? No, but like the McLarens, they're there in qualifying. Like they qualify brilliantly. Like,
they're good drivers. They have a solid car.
It just seems to be the race pace, or like when the car is meant to start racing, it's like, oh, I don't know about this.
Into the dirty air. I bet that's what it is.
Yeah.
Because they developed last season, obviously their car was wonderfully developed for the clear air.
Yeah.
and they were also like, it's so interesting because it's a set of rules that you've come to know even the loopholes of, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
you can create your dirty air and the floor is set up to do XYZ thing for the people following. And there's all of these considerations. And now that like that's out the window, the floor is completely different on the car. The
Yeah.
wake and the following like experience is different.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if anyone except maybe Ferrari and Mercedes have really figured out, because they're the ones that are able to follow closely. They
Yeah.
still take the brunt of the issue when they're following too closely of it's harder to keep up and like the driving is more difficult because of all the dirty air, even though it's reduced. But like they've kind of figured out how to make that the most bearable of all the teams from what we're seeing so far.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I mean, we're seeing teammate battles. Like, I don't even want to talk about it, but the Ferrari.
It's stressful. I get it. I get it. I respect it. Because, well, let's talk about the sprint. So in the sprint, there's a lot of battling between the Mercedes and the Ferraris. Obviously, as we've been talking about, the start was kind of like last weekend where it was a lot of trading blows of there's a Mercedes in the front, there's a Ferrari in the front, then the battery, then the overtake, then this thing and the other thing, and they're just switching spots all in one lap, which is very exciting, but also like that's the new normal
Yeah,
of our situation, I feel like.
100%.
So, but then the Ferraris start fighting. That stressed me out, and I didn't like that very much. And like the thing is, and they said it, and they happened again in the feature race, and they said it in the feature race of like, this is fun though.
Yeah.
They're fighting fair.
Yeah.
It's not, which I'm sure George Russell would be like, actually, they're not fighting fair.
Yeah.
But like it's so funny. I saw some post that was like most F1 radios are a driver saying, there's this other driver out on the track with me driving his car to race mine. Can you tell him to stop? It's like, that's the point. What are you talking about?
This is the whole idea, guys. I don't know what you signed up for, but this is it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like they're fighting fair, honestly, at the end of the day.
No, I don't know. There was a few moments in like the feature race I could have like cried between the Ferraris. I think at one point I literally screamed like, "Can you guys follow papaya rules or whatever that is?" Because there was one point where it was into one of the hairpins. I thought Lewis was stationary.
Oh,
that's how slow he went, and Charles nearly up the bum of him. I was like,
they had legitimately like 10 inches between the rear of one car and the front of the other. Like the front, I was like, that's actually too close. Actually, you need to have your personal bubble, and you're not allowed to do that. But it was interesting in the sprint. At one point, Charles was like saying something about what did he say? He's like, oh, Lewis is like slow. Of like, hey, like, can I get a little bit of a team orders? And then he's like, you know what, I'm not going to wait for that. And then just like past Lewis.
Yeah.
But like, that's also the type of stuff that we want to see. And it like, basically the sprint of the marathon of the feature race, whatever. It was the same thing of like the Mercedes and the Ferraris are trading and the Ferraris are fighting and they're passing each other.
Yeah.
And they like it. Like Charles was on the radio saying like, that was fun. After he lost in the battle, in the scrap to Lewis. Lewis passed him and Charles goes, that's fun, actually. Like, there's like life in his eyes. And then Lewis in his post-race interview is saying the same thing. Yeah. Like, maybe we could like put that energy toward the Mercedes or whatever. But like, if we're gonna have fun this way, we might as well have fun this way too. Literally. It's stressful, but it's fun. It's fun to watch.
Can't catch the Mercs, so we'll just fight each other. But it's nice to see Ferrari colliding with each other. Like, I'm not saying whose fault it was, but like when it was Charles and Carlos in that team, good Lord, they came together a few times.
They had a little bit more tension, I feel like.
So it's nice to see that they can just friendly battle and not kill each other, and they're both enjoying it.
It's very like good sportsmanship, I think, between both of them, which is so interesting because Charles will kill. I don't think like people realize that Charles will kill you.
Yeah.
And I think when he's driving against like Max, he knows Max will also kill him. And so that forces respect.
Yeah.
And I think Lewis has a little bit of the same of like, he won't kill you, but he won't not kill you either.
Yeah. If it happens, it happens.
Yeah. And so like George won't kill you, which is why Charles drives the way that he does with George. Because George will say, oh my God, he hit me. Yeah. Like, he punched me on the playground. Like,
what the hell?
Okay, punch him back. I don't care.
Actually.
I want to see you guys in a physical altercation. Like, whatever. So it's so interesting to see the driving styles like force the other drivers into certain behaviors.
Yeah,
Like that's fascinating to me.
yeah, 100%. I can't
But
even
yeah,
into this sprint race. Like it wasn't boring per se. Like it was exciting. We had overtakes, but like
we had pit stops.
yeah, that was what the
That
hell.
was crazy. Yeah. So Arvid Lindblad had to pit to retire his car.
Yeah,
Bottas, I don't know why. I think his was just a yellow flag. They were able to move his car over.
yeah,
But then it was Hulk who pulled off into like a big giant gravel trap, I think right before turn 1, like at the end of the straight. I'm saying like we're looking at it. Like we're also in China.
yeah.
Um
Oh, B.
so that pulled out the safety car,
Yeah,
which Ferrari did pit. Very, very proud of them. Can't
mm,
believe the strategy win that we actually remembered to pit during the safety car.
yeah,
Um, but they had like a bunch of double stacks. Kimi at this point had racked up a penalty
yeah.
actually for what was that even for?
What did he do?
Um,
Oh,
oh, he had a safety car infringement, I
did he?
think. No, oh, I lied. No, that was Oscar.
Yeah.
That was
Oscar.
Oscar. But he was in Kimi's vicinity when that happened.
Yeah.
Why did he have a penalty?
I literally. What did Kiwi do?
Yeah, but he had contact with Isak Hajar toward the start
Yes.
where he basically, yeah, just like his car just like turned into the V car or to the Red Bull.
Yeah, he just like locked up into him, eh?
But and like at the end of the day, like that was on him for taking the move. Like I don't think it was an unfair. Well, it was. I think 10 seconds was a lot
Yeah, maybe
for
five. He's just
yeah.
a baby.
All of these guys are like, and then I accidentally murdered my teammate, and I'm like, it was an accident.
Yeah.
You
I was
shouldn't go to jail for that. You
thinking,
shouldn't get 10 seconds for that.
no, just come here.
Um, but yeah, I think it was in the big roundabout turn, whatever, 2, 3, 4, whatever that is.
One of them.
It's just such a long corner. But yeah, I remember that. So he served his penalty
Yeah, because that was like,
during that.
because on the Sky or like on the broadcast, it still kept his like penalty on the like
Oh yeah.
timing screen, and I was like, obviously Mercedes has been good at double stacking. I was like, what the hell happened there? Like, why was Kimi stopped so slow? And then I was like,
Yeah.
oh, he must have served this penalty. Like, there's no
Hmm.
other reason it should have been that long.
Yeah.
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 So
So
that
yeah, so he wound up
was
serving his penalty during the pit during the sprint race, which is not something that happens. That's just like not a thing.
no, literally.
But yeah, so the safety car was actually also really long, especially for a sprint race. Like the percentage of the race that it occupied was large. It took like 3 or 4 laps.
Yeah, it had to be like close to a quarter of it, surely.
Yeah, getting there. So yeah, I was taking notes because like Hulk pulls off lap 13. Jesus Christ. And I think the safety car was in lap 17. And then there were only two, 3 full laps left.
Yeah.
But yeah, so during the safety car, Oscar got his safety car infringement. He gave his position back. So there was no penalty for him. Perez did get a 5-second penalty for safety car infringement. I don't really know what that was about.
10
It's
seconds.
whatever.
He just
But yeah, so the one thing that I did take a note of that I learned that I think we talked about this last weekend too, but when you get overtake mode, it's not like DRS. It's kind of like DRS in that you have to be under second and you have to be at the overtake detection point.
yeah.
But then that applies to the whole lap,
Yeah.
which is crazy to me. That's like a lot of time, one entire lap to have the ability to just like use more power.
They're like, oh, you're close enough. Go on.
That almost feels unfair. Because
legal.
then you get repassed. If you have overtake mode from the beginning of the lap, they pass you in the same lap. You can still use overtake from when you were originally behind that car that just passed you again.
Yeah.
Like that feels like broken. Like if I was playing a video game, I would abuse that.
Literally. This is what I mean by like, it's fun seeing all this like battling and back and forth overtaking, but it feels artificial. Like, it's
Yes.
not
Like
like
that's the new normal. That's the new baseline.
yeah,
Like
like we're not
it doesn't really
outraging each
matter.
other. We're not actually trying hard necessarily to overtake and fight this person ahead of me. Like, I just press a button.
Yeah, it's so interesting. I don't know. That's the new baseline, and it's so interesting. And when well, let's talk about the feature race too, because it's like, at what point does it matter? Well, it starts mattering once you make a gap,
Yeah.
basically, which is what's always mattered. But I think that the closer the gap is, the racier it is, and like a 1 to 2 second gap used to be way like worth more and has gotten devalued with the power that the new power units and the electric energy can exert, which is so interesting. That felt like the most intelligent thing I've ever said,
Yeah, I was like,
actually.
Jesus Christ, did you read up on some engineering or something? But no, like I get what you
No, I'm making it up. This is just vibes. It's just generally the energy of what I'm hearing.
right. I'm agreeing with you because it makes sense. Because towards the end of the race, when Britt was like, "Oh, what is like the stand? Like, what's the order?" Right. So Franco was chasing down Carlos towards the end of the race. He was 4 seconds behind him, and I literally said to Britt, "I was like, I don't think the standings will change though." I turned back around, and he's like on his tail. Where did the 4 seconds go?
Yeah.
It
No,
means
it's crazy. Like, and those gaps also, because by the end of the feature race, I'm taking my notes and I'm like, well, how far ahead was he? Kimmy was 7 seconds ahead of George.
yeah, nearly 8.
George was 18 seconds ahead of Lewis. And Lewis was 4 seconds ahead of Charles. So it's like the gaps have to be that much bigger to be worth more, or
Yeah.
like worth the same as what they were when it was a 5, 6, even 4, 5, 6 second gap.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I like that.
No.
I think it's interesting that the value of the time between the car ahead and your car has been devalued because it makes it more competitive. But then, like, if it's just like, that's the thing, like, I don't mind a Mercedes dominance era necessarily if it's something that can be competed against. I think the thing that I have issues with when it comes to dominant eras is when you can't compete. Like Max 2022, Max 2023 is just like not fun to watch. If you know who's going to win every time,
Yeah.
like who cares a little bit, like
And like it could change still. We're only in like the second round.
exactly.
But like currently I'm like, okay, George is probably gonna win, but a Ferrari or his teammate could compete. Like they could.
Yes,
They
which
really
is very exciting.
yeah.
And we'll see, like, we've been at two really different tracks so far. It's also such early days. It's
Yeah.
race two. And that's something that I love about the sport is we sit here and we talk in absolutes and it's definitely going to be like this and it's looking like that and this is what's going to happen probably in the season. And then something completely different might happen because they're also like tweaking the regs as we go, as we learn more things. And if Mercedes, I mean, I think Mercedes is still sandbagging because of the fact that they're like collectively 20 seconds ahead of the rest of the field, which is like then 10 seconds ahead of the rest of their field, whatever. Like if they wind up not, I think they're still sandbagging. If they wind up just showing their hand, like that could mean that other people could make improvements based off of the tactics used by Mercedes, whether that be something smarter than I can understand in terms of the engineering of the car or the power unit or whatever it is.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm almost 100% you're right because I think it might have been the end of last year. I don't remember what it was, but remember Toto Wolff said something about like the speeds that these cars, like the new cars could get up to. It was like over 400 kilometers an hour.
Oh, yeah.
Yet it's still both rounds this season so far. It's been an Alpine with the fastest speed. An Alpine. Be so
Alpine had a weekend. They had a good weekend.
Gasly killed it this weekend. Top speed, like, pack it up. Crown him champion right now. We're good.
That's so funny.
We're good. No, but yeah, I think, and that's the thing. Everyone's like, well, but why would somebody keep sandbagging? Exactly like that.
Because then they don't have to offer. That's my friend Jack, shout out Jack, sent an article that I shared of like they have like a mode in the engine that's allowing them basically to like exert so much power, and like that learning is not something that they've had to share because it's not part of the regulations and they're not far enough ahead of the pack to have to share it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I
Like,
think it's
why go full speed
fascinating.
if you don't have to yet? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, but I wanted to talk about also Franco Colapinto in P2 for like 0.1 second.
What the
Basically,
hell?
they just didn't pit, and then next thing I look, oh god, he ended up falling so far down the field. He was just like he had it and then it was gone.
But also in saying that, I think I can't remember if it was him or Ocon. One of the two had just come out of the pits, and it was so funny because
Oh, yes.
whole race I've been sitting there while it was like 2 Alpines, 2 Hasses battling. I was like to Mum, I was like, Franco and Ocon could take each other out. I wouldn't be opposed to it, to be honest. Like, I'm a bit over this. They're a bit too close to Gasly. Neck minute, they've taken each other out.
Yeah.
Ocon body slammed that Alpine. Like, so hard.
Yeah, that one was on him.
Like,
Yeah.
that was insane. So he did pretty
Yeah.
well to get back up into the points from P2.
Double point.
Body slam down the back, and then
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
It was great. No, yeah, they had a really solid weekend. So we talked about Max a little bit of like they were talking about it on the F1 TV broadcast. They were saying like basically it's the fact that when he's going through his starts, which it's not like Max has ever been bad at starts, but his like battery isn't engaged when he's going through the starts, and he just has the slowest. It's like physically painful to watch for me.
Seeing like Fernando Alonso went past. Fernando Alonso went from the back to P10 in the first like 2 laps. That hurt. And I love Fernando Alonso, but their car's broken.
Their car will eat you alive. It has teeth and it bites.
Literally.
Yeah.
And oh my god, that radio message of Max box to retire the car, like just limp it home, I was like, I could have been sick. I could have been sick. Because what do you mean the top 3 from the championship last year? Out.
Yeah. So yeah, we had 3 DNS, 3 DNF. So Alex Albon did not start. We had 4 DNS. You are right. We had 7 cars not in the standings at the end of the feature race. So Alex Albon did not start. Oscar and Lando did not start. Gabby did not start. So we had 4 DNSs. And then in the DNFs, RIP Max Verstappen's car. And then both of the Astons died.
I think Lance Stroll just gave up at some point. He was like, well, he's going.
I mean,
fair enough.
At that point, like, I get it to a degree. I would not want to risk my nerve health.
It's not worth it.
And my dexterity. Like,
what, for P20? No way.
Like, yes, it's Formula One. Yes, it's someone's dream. Maybe somebody would give up their nerve damage for that. You shouldn't, though.
No,
like, just make a car that's not going to kill you.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth it. Oh my god, it's so bad though, because obviously it looked like it was just Lando who wasn't going to start out of the McLarens to begin with.
They were like trying to make it happen.
Yeah, obviously Oscar ran out to the grid, like he was fine. He made it to the grid.
He was there for a split second, yeah.
He was there. And Mum and I were literally like, oh my god, like, oh my god. Next minute, we turn around and Oscar's wheeled back to the garage. And we went, yeah, we shouldn't have reacted at all. Should have just kept quiet. Because
I'm telling you, this is one of those seasons where it's like you can't look it in the eye. This whole season is like the Aston car of like, you like have to, it's like a wild horse. You have to like approach it from the side and like offer a carrot.
Yeah.
It's gonna like bite and kick and stomp you.
Literally, like how I said last week, like don't let Ferrari know you have any faith in them. Like they'll sense it, they'll hear you. Don't let F1 know you have faith in it. It'll hear you.
Yeah, I will say, I think Ferrari fans collectively, we saw typical Ferrari strategy last week, and we were like, okay, actually, it's more of the same. And this weekend, I have a feeling a lot of people went in with like, and then our strategy is going to kind of, and then we pitted during the safety car, and actually the strategy was okay, and they didn't have team orders, and it was like, okay. So I just think we all just need to keep not making eye contact with it.
My only comment is I think, okay, I get that you boys enjoyed that battle between your teammates. Let's can it though. You could have at least caught George. You didn't have to let him get away.
That's the hard part. It's like focus. That's what DC was saying too. Shout out DC. He's my favorite. He's right about everything he's ever said in this. He's never been wrong ever. Not a day in his life has David Coulthard been wrong. And he was saying like, this is all fun and all, but like, your fight's not with each other. Your fight is with the cars ahead, who are now 8 to 20 seconds ahead of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's focus up, team. Let's focus up.
Stop looking at the red car. It's not the one you're battling.
No, you guys are in matching outfits. Calm down. Like, just be real. But yeah, the main headline, which I think we've been sitting on a little bit, there was a lot to talk about. We kind of just got into it all over the place, but Kimi Antonelli made and win in a feature race. He cried, I cried, we all cried. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. That was the most emotional thing ever. I was literally sobbing for about 10 minutes from the moment he crossed that fucking finish line. Sorry, excuse my French. The moment he crossed that finish line.
You're Aussie. It's just an Aussie language.
Sorry, guys. I'm Australian and I'm from a bogan part of Australia. But no, the second he crossed that finish line until like after that podium, I was just bawling.
Because in my heart, like, he's like, not in my heart, in reality, he's a boy still. He's a little boy. And that's the thing that I think is actually so magical of, like, I think there's a lot of discourse online and in the world about girlhood and about, like, keeping your inner child alive, and that being like young women like finding that they actually really do like the color pink after swearing it off through like your tomboy teen years or something, or like reconnecting with your sense of femininity. Yeah, I was the same way. I like didn't wear pink through like middle school and high school, and like as an adult I'm like, no, I actually love pink. I love being a girl. I can be a girl and I can be serious and I can be funny and I can be all these things. But like, I think there's so much conversation about girlhood, and there's this toxic masculinity that doesn't let men still be boys. And I think that Formula One actually lets them do that because they get to scrap and fight and be a little rough with each other, and maybe that's something that appeals to them, but mostly it's in the podium celebrations. And I think Kimi Antonelli showed such a healthy version of masculinity.
Yes.
In that he showed up and he was capable and he was serious and he cried.
Yes.
He cried about it, and they gave him, and David Coulthard was doing the interviews and he said, we'll come right back to you, which I thought was so respectful and kind.
Yeah.
Did the other interviews, came back to Kimi and let Kimi have his emotions and process them, which also he's 18, 19. He's a kid. He's probably feeling the biggest feelings he's ever felt.
This has been something.
In front of a camera.
Literally. And this is so funny you say that, because those were my exact words to my mom this morning. I was driving her to work at 5 a.m. and I said, like, you know how people say, like, I'm literally just a girl? They're literally just boys.
And the podium celebrations are the perfect example of that. Like,
yes.
They're just spraying each other with water guns, and it just happens to be the wealthiest people you've ever met and the most expensive water gun in a bottle of champagne.
Yes.
They're playing, and I think that that's actually so cool to see. Grown, like, you shouldn't give up playing when you grow up. No. You shouldn't have to grow out of that.
No, still needs to be fun. I've got so many thoughts surrounding the end of that race. Like, it was so funny to watch, because obviously, okay, so I had to FaceTime Britt for the end of the race because she's refusing to buy KO. So that's so funny. Me. So I did. We cried together. It's fine. But one thing we noticed is how quickly George changed from being so bitter. I don't know if you heard his radio message, but he was like, yeah, great drive, great team.
Oh, yeah. He was very dry.
He was bitter. But then he seems to be all like, you know, like keyboard warriors? He's like that, but with a helmet. When his helmet's on, he's like...
He's like Alex Albon. Alex Albon's the nicest person alive without his helmet on. You put his helmet on, I need a 10-foot berth from that man. I don't know him anymore. Yeah.
And it was funny, but it was nice to see how quickly, like, obviously he's face-to-face with Kimi. A bit of an awkward hug to begin with. But obviously, you've just gotten out of the car, adrenaline's pumping, whatever. But then, like, such kind words about him, and, like, he could support him. And then Lewis, too, like, there was really 3 Mercedes on that podium.
It was really poetic. But yeah, so when Kimi was, like, kind of fighting, trying not to cry, which was... Oh gosh, I was like, get that camera out of his face and give him a second to breathe. It was like George's hand on Kimi's shoulder, and like it really, it's so cliche, but like that's his family in a way. And like I'll fight my brother, but no one else can fight my brother.
Literally.
I feel like is the sentiment from George, if George will be like,
Okay.
I'm like pissed off and I'm upset that like my brother got this thing that I wanted and I don't
I
get to
tried
have
so
it. But
hard.
also, if Kimmy is then feeling that, like he's going to still back his guy. Like that's his teammate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I think I did take a little note too of like Lewis was having a little trilingual moment in his interview because he was speaking English. He said thank you in Mandarin and he said thank you in Italian. And I was like, okay, Mr. Worldwide, Pitbull
Right.
who?
He's showing off his like 3 words in each language.
Yes. Oh
Love
my
it.
gosh, yeah, I know. Grazie tutti. I was like, he speaks Italian.
Ah! Oh my god. Did you see? I didn't notice it last night when I was watching it, but like I saw when Kimmy was walking to the podium, he was like, what the hell? Like when they played the French anthem for Charles Leclerc that one time, and he was like, what? Kimmy was throwing his arms in the air. I was like, what is he going on about? And I was like, funny little kid. I saw a TikTok earlier. The dude announcing the podium said, and our winner, Kimi Räikkönen.
No, wait, that's so funny. I did not see that.
My moment, and you've just given it to an old man. Like,
That's so funny. That's actually hilarious.
Yeah.
That sucks because it's your maiden win. You want them to get your freaking name right.
And they're like, nah, Ferrari. So funny.
So funny. Oh my god.
Laughing when I saw it this morning because I was so confused why I was like, you've just won. Why are you throwing your arms up in the air?
I know. Well, and you can't hear what's on the loudspeakers because the broadcast's over it.
Literally. Oh my god, no, that was just the funniest thing I've seen in a while.
That's really unfortunate. Like that sucks, but that's really funny.
Yeah, literally.
They're so different too. They're so different people.
Not even like similar names. Antonelli and Raikkonen. Like I get it. Don't get me wrong. Like all last year, I kept trying to say Raikkonen, but it's been a year. We should be surely.
Yeah, we all made the switch.
Yeah,
and who are we? You know. But yeah, let's see. Oh, I took a note. Stefano Domenicali showed up and congratulated everyone, but like he's Italian, so like he wanted to go congratulate Kimmy. But it was so funny. They were in the cool down room, and then they're all three just standing. I was like, there's a bench. And they're like fully dad mode, like just standing and watching. Yeah. I'm pretty sure Lewis had his like hands on his hips at one point. I was like, that's someone's father.
Crossed.
Yeah. Oh my god, so funny. But yeah, then yeah, the podium. I just thought the podium was magical. It was really special to see Lewis share the podium with Bono, even though like that's not his engineer anymore. But like to be part of that felt, I don't know, it felt really poetic.
And George stepping aside so the 3 of them could get a photo together.
Yeah, they had like the 3 sets of photos. So it was the podium finishers, then it was Lewis, Bono, and Kimmy, and then it was Mercedes team. So like swapping out Lewis for George. Yeah. I thought that was lovely. I thought it was hilarious to see Kimmy pour champagne down Bono's shirt in the back. He's like, oh my god, let me give you a hug.
Puddles.
I'm definitely not going to pour champagne on you. Hilarious. They are probably so sticky, and I'm going to be so honest. I just thought about champagne going down your butt crack. Like, that's got to be so uncomfortable and cold.
Oh, that's going to be, yeah. It's like when you're like, in the shower and like your shower doesn't feel so hot when like you're washing anywhere else and you turn around and it touches your butt crack. You're like, oh, that really is hot. That's how I imagine the champagne. But
temperature isn't real till it touches your butt.
This is now a butt podcast. Sorry. No, but it was really fun to see, like, his first win celebrated well. Like, obviously we saw, I can't remember now, but there was a few first wins we've seen that weren't celebrated as much as they should have been.
I think it was Nico's podium that was, like, it was him by himself, and I think it must have been the McLarens, and they're busy fighting their own fights.
Yeah. Yeah, it must have been both the McLarens. I think that's when Oscar was like, if you think this penalty's unfair, let me by. Drama. At all.
But yeah, I did think the podium was very wholesome to me, and I did think a lot about like the masculinity present, because it's like a very traditionally masculine space, you know? Like there've been no like, I don't know, there's not a woman in F1 yet. Yes, we have F1 Academy, and I think that the work that Susie Wolf is doing is incredible.
Yeah.
And it's been also over the years so masculine traditionally, of like, whatever, I'm a man, blah, blah, this and that. But I think, and that's, I mean, I think that the young drivers are doing that And I think that the Italianness of Kimmy and his willingness to feel his emotions
Yeah.
out loud, like that is so genuine. It did my heart was like, I was like, be still my beating heart watching Kimmy cry. I was like, somebody needs to give that boy a hug right now. Right now.
Literally. And you know what? It's really exciting because he's got like 3 records ish this weekend.
Where he's like, yeah, the second, yeah.
He's the youngest pole sitter, second youngest race winner, also only the second teenager to win a Grand Prix, and he is the first Italian in over 20 years to win a Grand Prix.
Yeah, that one was the big stat that they kept saying, the 20 years since.
I guess was like a really big thing this weekend, so that was really nice to see.
Yeah, no, it was it was a sweet race. I think it was a wonderful ending. I think it's so interesting to be like really laying down the concept of what's normal in this reg set.
Yeah.
That's very different.
Yeah, it's starting to like come to life, come to fruition. This is fun.
Yeah. I'm starting to understand the regulations. I've finally understood freaking overtake mode.
Yeah, overtake versus boost.
Yeah, I took something. Oh, the other note I took was Apple TV is only showing the time difference, interval difference.
Yep.
To the 10th.
Yep.
And our good friend of the pod, James Coker, made a very funny video about all the things that they're going to start showing. So it's like, we're going to show it to the billionth. And then everything's sponsored, and it's like I do wish that they would show the battery, even if not on the broadcast, on the live tracking on the website. Like, I think we should have access to the battery power if that's something that we're going to be talking about on the broadcast. We should have access to see those levels. But I don't know where they are.
We can see it like on Sky Sports at least. They like, if they're on an onboard, they'll.
But but I just want it to like always be around.
Oh yeah.
Of like, you can see the tires, like the F1 tracking on F1.com. Like, if it's a live race, it'll show you, like, if you have an account, I think it shows you the track map. You can compare drivers, and it shows you the sector times. It shows you the tire type and life.
Yeah, I'll riot with you with that one. Yeah, hell yeah.
So, like, I think even if it's not on the broadcast, add the battery there somewhere.
Hell yeah, I'm with you.
But yeah, and then James Coker's video is really funny because he like says all of the columns, and it's like, and then there will be some space for the race, and you can use your imagination.
Yeah. Not long before that happens, I'm sure.
No, I know. Yeah. And like, again, like, I don't think they should maybe add it. I just think we should have access to it. Well, I think maybe I should have access to it at bare minimum. I would like to know. If other people get to see, that's fine.
Bring back the hundredths column. Just bring that back to start with, and we can just slowly discuss the other points. But I need
or
to see
or the 1,000th. I mean, they're close enough that like if it was just so annoying because on the broadcast they were like, and then these two people are different by the 1,000th. Not that you can see, but that's what the reality is. And I'm like, if you're going to talk about it, I need a visual.
Literally.
Yeah.
They started the last season like this as well, I'm sure. I'm sure we've had this problem at some point before, and they changed it back, and I don't know why they've gone back to this again.
They're trying so hard, and we're all like, no. Actually, I would like to see more information, actually.
Yeah. They really think we're just here to watch the drivers, hey? I'm actually here for the data.
Yeah, I want to know. I actually didn't notice either. Did you notice if they brought the weird spinning rear wing from Ferrari for this race?
I didn't see it.
I didn't even notice.
Right.
I thought they were supposed to. I had seen posts, but I didn't notice. Actually, I didn't pay attention, clearly.
I kept trying to look, but like, I don't know whether the cars are moving too fast and I can't tell, or whether it wasn't doing it, because I was looking for how it like.
Yeah.
Which
is so interesting.
Yeah. Why do you have it then? Use it.
It's such a cool design. But yeah, I think I saw someone do some wind tunnel analysis, like colored air thing comparison. And it was showing how when it's doing its flip, like there's a moment where there's like a really high amount of drag because it's like basically vertical in its rotation, which like I understand. But like then the benefit and the cost analysis, the people smarter than me need to figure that out. And I guess they decided that it might not be worth it. But yeah, what a race. What a way to start the season with a doubleheader.
Yeah.
We have a week off now.
You know what? We have a week off, Japan, and then we have 5 weeks off. The 1st of May.
Yes, right. So F1 officially canceled the races that are in the Middle East because of the situation there.
Yeah.
Let me confirm. I posted it on my story.
The FIA have technically said that it's not taking place in April, but be so
Interesting.
cancelled. Like,
That's so I mean, like, okay, well, first of all, I think it's good that they like cancel them or move them or
it's
reschedule them or whatever they're gonna do. Like, I don't think it's right to send people to a war zone
no.
in the interest of basically money. It's performance for money. Like, yes, they compete, but like, whatever. There's bigger fish to fry. I won't say anything else about it, but I think it's good that they're not doing it. I think it's interesting that I guess it's just like canceled. Like, it's not rescheduled, although it would be really short notice to reschedule. And then like selling tickets and funding, you know, like it's a big production at the end of the day.
I'm sort of like, I'm pretty sure, at least Melbourne, I don't know whether they still have now because obviously it's a week later, but the plan was they were going to leave the track set up. They were happy to leave the track set
That's
up
right.
if they would come back after China or Japan. They were happy to do that, which that seems like an okay option to me to at least replace one. But Imola, it's always there. Set it up. Let's get going. Let's pop over to Imola.
Yeah, the purpose-built tracks, or like, I mean, that's the thing, is just like, I think it's a coordination thing.
Like
I don't know.
Surely they can like just snap their fingers and everyone's like, oh my god, yes, come to us. Do you know what I mean?
Even if they heavily discounted the tickets because it's so short notice, I'm sure they would still make bank.
Literally, 100%. You know what, F1, if you see this is our proposition. Okay, this is my proposition. I can't speak for Soph. Let's bring back Imola and let's bring back Paul Ricard. I'll say it. I want France back. I couldn't drive that track myself because there's too many squiggly lines and I wouldn't know where I was going, but I really like to watch it.
Yeah, just put him on an oval. Put him on an oval. Let's see how they do.
NASCAR. Yeah. NASCAR round. Get them in there.
Daytona. Oh, but just, do something. I mean, like, there's so many opportunities. But yeah, you're very right. We'll get through the end of March with Suzuka, and then it's Miami in the first week of May.
Yikes. Crap race to come back to. Sorry, Soph, I know you're American, but I hate Miami.
It's so fascinating. It's so funny to me in Miami because it's just like there's just like a highway overpass.
Yeah.
Like there's just like traffic still going on.
Literally, it's like,
which is always funny to see, and like Singapore has it too, of like they just have like a bridge that runs by it, and it's like you could, if you didn't know F1 was going on and you're just on a drive and you hear that, you're like, what's going on? And it's just Formula One, the pinnacle of motorsport, happening down the street.
Yeah, no biggie. That's such a weird concept for that exact reason. Like, why can I drive past the Melbourne Grand Prix? Like, the main road, right over the fence, like.
Yeah. When I went to Vegas, we like drove on the track.
Right? Like,
that was nuts. I walked across it at one point. I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. And there's just like a minivan and like a taxi.
It's fine. They're racing. Let them be.
I know they're just living their best life. But we'll have some time off to consider.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see if we can get some guests.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll follow up with some potential guests.
Yes, we've got a few sitting in our bank that you guys might be excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited, but yeah, we'll have to work something out for this long break. Perhaps we do a almost mid-season bingo card episode because we didn't do cards, which I know
we need to do that. I could finally do my my intro to F1 series, finally start that. I've been putting that one off for a while. All my friends are like, I want to get into Formula One. Don't you have a podcast? And I'm like, yes. And I might have a segment coming up for you, but I haven't written it yet.
You know what? Let's do that. Let's try and aim to have that done after Japan. Let's start doing that. So
I think it'd be good.
Together.
Yeah, and then I can just, oh my God, you want a place to start listening to my podcast? Here's the perfect episode. We just released it.
Literally. Here you go.
Yeah. We're going to have to figure out how to do like seasons and stuff on Spotify soon.
Oh, I know how to do it. I've got this.
Oh, okay.
Last year.
Great.
It's fine.
Perfect.
Okay. Alrighty.
Well,
we'll
see you next weekend.
For something.
We'll be here. You'll be here listening.
yeah, we'll meet back here next Monday for me, Sunday for Americans.
Yeah, in about 7 days.
Yeah, whatever 7 times 24 is, that many hours. We'll see you then.
Hold on, I can do that. Hold on. 7 times 2 is 14, which is 140, plus 7 times 4, which is 28. So 168 hours.
See you in
Right?
168 hours. Yep, we'll go with that. Calculator. We're
Hold
gonna
on.
go with
24 times 7. I was right.
Good. All right. Well, on that note, we'll see you in 168 hours in the next episode of Gears and Glory. Bye-bye.
Bye.